Shit, I had to give me a breath of fresh air. I forgot to do my laundry earlier, so I got to get on that right now at 9 o'clock. I was remember I've been so caught up in studying, man. Like I said, and I did two book. I wrote two books today. I literally right now I'm doing the cover art for each chapter. So I did so first, okay. So let me give you the gist of it. You have to go on my. You have to go check the link on here. Go to my Facebook and read it. Everything's there. Um, you can go to my photos and go into photo albums. The private collection is where they're at right now. And you can just see by the photos, the captions, the essays, the thesis, the dis. I didn't put the dissertations in. The thesis, the essays, the thesis, and like the openings of the books, two books, two theses, two essays, two theses, two dissertations, two books, complete in one day, and then I can start the textbooks. Roseline Science. It's a new science called Roseline. So the theory that I proposed was that okay, I asked a fundamental question, two fundamental questions, or fundamental question and a follow up. One is the Earth above, I mean, is the sun above the Earth? And if so, what are the effects? And the answer is fundamentally, scientifically, yay and nay. It is a fundamental yay and nay question. You can ask scientists and they'll say that science wise, no, that it's lineal, more or less. But when I tested the science, when I tested the science, I found that this is not true. That the sun is both things at once. That the sun is both lineal and above the earth in one day at zenith. So this draws out logical questioning of the science itself, right? So in order to prove a science, this proof, you know what I mean, that it's a science, you got to go through certain fundamental tests. You have to run it through a gamut of tests. You have to check all kinds of hypotheses and theories and all this. You have to distill that shit down to a fundamental core fact, and then you start with that. So from that, we build out that okay. So it's an interesting phenomenon that affects all sciences. Okay, so you have to read it. I'm not going to get into it right now because I have to study the science myself. I'm just developing it right now. I'd be sitting there winging it to tell you otherwise. It's something. Okay, so let me get you to how I come to this fundamental understanding. In all the years that I was locked up in prison, I noticed something that it was cyclical. That every so often, and it was monthly to seasonally and annually, that I would get restless I would get restless, I would get fidgety, and my mind would not stop racing. I could literally lay in a state of euphoria and I can just resolve all kinds of problems, right? There was this unique 7 day period for me. So this just occurred on this Sabbath. Right now, I'm just coming out of this one of these euphoric states. So then when I went to work out today, after I finished the live today, I sat in my car because I thought about it as I was walking. And so I went in and I asked the question, and that's where it begins. So that's where I'm at with the developmental, with developing this particular science. It is a science. It is a root science to all sciences. That's called Roseline, and you have to read the essay and the thesis and everything to understand why the science. It's a science called Roseline. You know, like the science of psychology, the science of alchemy, biology, chemistry. It's the science of Roseline. It ex, it ex, it explains all sciences. It explains the correlation between all sciences. It ties every single science together. It includes relativity equals mc squared, and it includes string theory as a theory, but it proves string theory. So string theory as a theory is proofed in this. It's tested and proved. So it has a fundamental application as a theory. So the theory of string, it's not string theory no more. The strings, the Rose line science is the strings that attach. That's if you've ever studied string theory, you know that they're looking for one thread to tie it all together. Rose line is the science that ties it all together. It explains string theory. It actually explains string theory and then in reverse. So okay, you got to read it, dude. Like that, I'm not gonna get into that right now because I just kind of came out because I'm doing laundry right now and I wanted some fresh air and kind of wanted to get some stuff off my chest, off my mind. I ain't gonna be here long. Young blood, what are you talking about? I'm talking about. I just explained it. I don't know what you mean. What are you talking about? Listen, on my channel there is a link right here on my channel. Go in the description on my channel. There's a link to my Facebook. I don't have to explain it. You can read it. I'm not going to explain what you can actually read. It's tap the link on my Facebook. Go in there and read it. Go into my photos. In the photos, there's an album that's titled Private Collection. Go in there, look at them. Each of those photos, you open it up. There's a caption. The caption has it. It has the essays. It has the thesis. It has the books right there, chapter by chapter. Well, the chapters are not. I haven't done those yet. I'm gonna. That's on PDF because I'm gonna publish that shit. I'm publishing this groundbreaking fucking science, dude. That's fucking New York Times best-selling work right there. Dude, I'm sitting on a fucking $1 billion ticket right now, dude. That's why I came out here, come on here. I'm just excited. That's all. I see some trolls try to pop up real quick. G-Town, Texas, what's cracking? What it do? Yeah, that's what it is. Go in the description on my YouTube channel and tap the link to my Facebook. You can you can read what I'm explaining to you. I gotta go back and read it. I haven't read. Listen, I gotta read this shit over and over. I've only read it all one time. Well, I read it once going out, and then I read it after it went out. So I read it twice. But I gotta study this shit, dude. I have to personally study what I'm publishing. I know this shit's true. I got the evidence. So I just need to read it and learn it for myself, so everybody can learn it with me. You know what I mean? Like you can be as smart as I am right now in real time. But I tell you, okay, so I've always said this. I've always told people that if you wanted to break the bank, if you wanted to change the system and everything else, that we are all entitled to take the same days off of work, which is the Sabbath, based on the entitlements clause. Right now, in this Zenith study, it's okay. It's Zenith zero What is it? Zenith 00? Yeah, Zenith 00. So at Zenith 00, okay, is Sabbath. Do you understand what Zenith 00 is? Zenith 00 is the creation story. Zenith 00 explains that on the seventh day, as God rested, that's when all of us begin, starting with Adam. So in order to, okay, so you have to understand that the evil of daylight saving and the Gregorian calendar combined, it's evil. It is evil. It has been what that fucking devil, the motherfucking European devil that came out of Rome, all that shit, that spirit of Antichrist that went from pope to pope, that's in pastor, preacher, teacher, that's in every institution on earth. All of them deceived, deluded, all of them. Dead ass. From that point, it stops now, the delusion. Because, okay, when the prophet Daniel explained it, that beasts would think to change times and laws, that was the Gregorian calendar. That was the advent of the Gregorian calendar. And the reason that they did that was for labor purposes. It was for slave labor. It is to measure the distance of time that it takes for a person to actually produce something. That's what they were measuring when they created the Gregorian calendar and they put us on static time. If we go back to the sundial and we go back to keeping Sabbath to Sabbath on the Hebrew calendar and not the Gregorian calendar, we can actually be peacefully come out of all of this. I'm dead ass serious. This is of the divine, dude. You can take this into prayer with any God on earth. I swear to God, you can go to your God, whoever he is, and you can pray in the name of your God and ask him, is this true? And I guarantee you will receive revelations. It's true. All you got to do is, all we all, the world, the entire world has to do is start Sabbath to Sabbath. Get off of the Gregorian calendar, get off of daylight savings times, and go Sabbath to Sabbath. That's it. We don't have to change anything else. And then remember on that fucking 7th day to rest. And we can't let these corporate fucking devils keep us locked into these time frames no more, dude. We have to turn off these clocks. We have to stop these watches, these clocks, and all this other shit, dude. You have to watch that sun coming up and down. Because right here where I'm at, I ain't never been on daylight savings time, homie. That's the difference between me and everybody else that's gonna watch me, dude. Unless you're from Arizona, yeah, you under a delusion, dude. The rest of you motherfuckers are under, I swear to God, you're under delusion. We have never been affected by that. No one from Phoenix and no one from Arizona has ever been affected by the effects of daylight savings times and the Gregorian calendar combined. But you guys are, you guys all are. The rest of the world is. You guys are deceiving, deluded into believing everything you tell yourselves. I got the science to prove it otherwise. Listen, there's not a scientist on earth in any field of science that I couldn't carry on all day long and put that motherfucker to sleep. Not one. There's not one. There is not a scientist on earth. From Dr. Fauci on through and through. I can sit there and talk vaccines with Dr. Fauci all day long. Swear to God. Now we've come to that point. We've entered the age of Aquarius. There's no more question anymore. We are in the seventh. We are in the 7th week of biblical prophecy right now. We have entered the 7th week of biblical prophecy. I have the proof to prove it. It's a long gone conclusion. People can believe, people can continue on with the song and dance all they want. It's a devil's lie, dude. Like I said, we need to ban the lyrical content of hip hop rap. I'm gonna keep saying that on every single live. I am going to continue to stress the need, the fundamental, essential need for us to ban the lyrical content in rap hip hop and all rap music. We need to ban it. We need to restrict it. We need to put serious restrictions on the lyrical content of rap music, of all lyrical content, not just rap music. We ain't gonna single out rap music. All music, any lyrical content that goes over instrumentals, especially when they're done over tritones. Listen, all music is composed over tritones, dude. And if you fucking add auto tune to that, oh yeah, you're playing with the devil's resonance, pure evil resonance. That is a pure evil resonance. When you mix a tritone, which is the instrumentals on all rap music, it's all tritones. Ask Dr. Dre, ask DJ Quick, ask any producer in rap that actually understands what they're doing, who knows music, not just a bunch of keyboard warriors in the drill industry that came up doing this shit on a computer. No, no, no. Those who know the music, who know music, ask them what the effects are when you overlay auto tune on top of tritones, and then you add dissonance and lyrical content. Oh yeah, you're done. I have to laugh mockingly about it because I see everybody unclothed while everybody's still clutching to the pearls as if God's not coming. It's the end, dude. Let it go. You're better off letting go than to holding on to. You're better off cashing out on everything you have than to fucking scapegoat yourself, save yourself. Let the dead bury the dead. I thank God I'm free. I thank God I'm free. You know what I mean? Like I said, all you have to do is go on. You have to do is tap the link, go on my Facebook and read. They're gonna keep coming, chapter by chapter, thesis, essay. It's all gonna keep coming to you. You want to quit? Like I've been saying. You read the thesis, you read the essay, you read anything on there. Ask the question in the comments. I'll go get the answer for you. Or you can just take the entire text. You can copy paste it. You can go to Chat GPT. You can put it in there, and then you can ask the question of it after it resolves it. Because once you copy paste anything I put into Chat GPT, you'll see what you're gonna get. That's all you got to do is copy paste anything I put on there into Chat GPT and see what it comes up. They'll direct you from there. God got us. Listen, those who seek after God through the Torah, through the law, you're gonna find them. Those who continue to song and dance and they're saved by grace and all this other bullshit, yeah, we're gonna find. They're gonna continue to have them plagues poured upon them until the end. They're gonna continue to see all of those plagues being poured upon them, like Charlie Kirk. Keep playing around like that, people. Keep playing around and voting in pedophiles into presidencies and see what happens. Ha. Donald Trump released all those Jan Sixers, and how many of them got busted for fucking child rape and all this other shit? How many sex offenders of the Jan Six already? Isn't it strange that sex crimes in America and the world are on the rise? Just like exponentially, we see sex crimes crazy. Why is that? When Donald Trump took over this time, the sex offenders feel free to just roam these streets. Can you explain that to me? There's a correlation between what he's doing and saying and everything else that's happening in this world. If you can't see it for yourself, then yeah, you're going to die dumb and delusional. You're going to die a second death and you're going to hell. And it's a bottomless pit. There's no raining in hell. It's a bottomless. Yeah, it's raining like raindrops falling, keep falling, never to stop. Yeah, that's where you're headed. Keep telling yourself the bullshit that you do about your gangs and your drugs and your fucking history and your cultures. Keep telling yourself those lies. Keep telling yourself that you're black and you're brown and you're a race and you're this and you're that. Keep telling yourselves that. Keep lying to yourselves without any physical proof. You don't have any physical proof to prove you're anything that you say that you are, yet you'll continue to tell the public, you continue to lie to yourself first because you have to convince yourself that you're those things first, but you're not. But you're absolutely not. And you're going to find out one day because we all die no matter what. No matter what you believe, we all know that for certain. There's no fool on earth who doesn't see that coming. The rest, what is it that you entertain with the rest of your life is what you got to ask yourself. What is it that you seek to entertain yourself with the rest of your life on your luxuries and leisures? Do you seek to entertain yourself by watching a bunch of misfits and miscreants and all their shenanigans, just repeating the same vicious cycle, telling the same stories, whatever they're worth? They're not worth nothing because they're not going to help you get a job. They're not going to help you get an education. They're not going to help you develop as a human being. They're not going to help you establish a business. They're not going to get you anywhere hearing those stories. You just have itching ears and you just seek after what you want to hear for. That's all it is. So be honest with yourselves, because I was the first fool to fall after that folly. I was first to fall for that. That's how I know better. And to whom much is given, much is required. It is an obligation when you know such things. You have a solemn duty and responsibility, and you owe it to yourself too. I'm not going to delude myself anymore with trying to get in where I fit in with a group of people. I'm an individual man that stands on my own. I have to give an account for myself, not no one else. We each have to give an account for ourselves at the end of the day. So I'm not trying to be lumped into a group and be judged by that whole group of people in the same colonized world. It comes from the same colonized principles. The Gregorian calendar, daylight savings time, all the names of Africa, Europe, America. The naming of all of this stuff comes from those very people at that very time. And we still call ourselves that. And we still believe ourselves to be that in spite of ourselves, because we're deep down in ourselves, we know we're not those things. This is the dichotomy of all of us. This is the struggle within all of us that we cannot seem to grasp. It's the delusion that you live under. You can't be part of a group and be individual yourself. You can't. Listen, there's a 1% difference in all DNA. One. That means that I am different from both of my parents, as my parents are different from both of their parents. It is the uniqueness of every individual. We don't belong to a collective. We're clans of a tribe of tribes as they stand because of human nature itself, the evolution of human nature itself, our need to coalesce. Two is better than one. And then when you start multiplying in numbers, yeah, you grow in force. But then problems arise because some are stronger than others. Some are more charismatic than others. Some are more intelligent than others. Some are more endowed by our Creator than others with unusual and unique gifts and talents. But we are to serve the greater community with a solemn responsibility, as I said. We're to be faithful stewards, righteous stewards, not as these stewards, these landlords today, who are the billionaire ruling elite class of this world, no matter who they are, no matter what their politics are. They're elitist, they're ruling, and they're wealthy class. They're all over the world. They're all countries. They're all kins. They're all kind. We are the ones who are duped into believing we are the ones who have the wool of their wool over our eyes that we pick from their cotton picking fields. Yet we don't see it for ourselves. We're stained with their dyes. We've anointed our eyes with their salves, which are toxic. We can't see the truth. Our hearing has been dulled by their dissonance, by their tritones and their auto tunes and their evil lyrical content and the promotion of all that they do using signals and signs, using neuroscience that was studied during MK Ultra days. They know what they're doing to us. They know exactly what they're doing to us. But do you? But do you know?